one of the things that I find fascinating is the kind of seasons of advertising, right? So 10 years ago, we were so excited about the fact that we can, use UTM source codes and track if our digital advertising is performing and working. So that became like things like Google Analytics or Adobe, and those things became the staple of, is our digital performing and success metrics. But what I'm learning from FullThrottle and you guys is that there are whole new layers that we haven't been thinking. And just because we were so excited that we could track it and that became the way that we evaluated everything, now it's time to evolve a step further, because that's not good enough. We are essentially saying, now that we have the opportunity and the technological advances that allow us to see far more than we used to, it's not good enough to know that, I'm potentially hitting X number of people and they're potentially hitting these metrics that are old school now. It's almost like the argument that we had with billboards and how do we know it's working? We don't really, but we're thinking that X number of people are seeing it every day. And that's kind of what's become of the third party concept. Would you?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's exhausting to be able to, I mean, it's kind of funny because it's like, oh, you put up a billboard and you hope people go to it, or you put an ad in the newspaper with a tracking number and you hope people see it. It is exhausting to track somebody through their entire journey. Just think about it. I mean, you send an ad to a household. I live in a household with my husband. We both own lots of different things. We have different interests. I'm getting ads. I'm getting the ads of things he's looking at. Like it's hard to pinpoint down to the exact person. But now we're actually able to do that. We're actually able to refine that instead of just sending something to a generalized area and hoping for the best. Now we can actually find if I bought something or if he bought something, who saw the ad first, what ads did I or him respond to better with, what combination of ads was the perfect mixture that led us to that transaction. It hasn't stopped. It has continued to get better and more transparent. And, I agree with you. When we first started to have these cool options of credit scores and all sorts of things we could pick through, like people that watch reality TV shows, that's awesome. But then we couldn't actually see what ended up happening to them. So It just kept reinventing itself to the point we're at today, where being able to have that gold standard, that actual address, and know verifiably that you, Subi, bought this thing from these ads, it kind of opens up a whole new world. And that's how we want it to always be now. We can't take anything less.
Definitely. And this concept of understanding the household that you're trying to influence versus what we previously believed to be X number of unique visitors, that, a unique visitor, the way that we used to define it, could be ultimately 6 different devices from the same 2 people that we would make these advertising decisions on, versus having this real ability to see far more accurately than we've ever been, the households and who we want to influence to be able to convert them into a sale, a shopper.
Yeah. And it's not going to completely change, it's going to change a lot of things. But one of the concerns about cookies going away is that you're not going to be able to kind of go after these newer people or find people that are similar to those other people. And, that's not true either. When you have all your first party data and you have all these people, you can continue to make audiences out of that. Find the other people in their household, find people nearby, their neighbors, people who are doing the same sort of things that they're doing or interests that they have, and expanding upon that off of a very valuable, legitimate, valid source. So it's only going to get better.